Hey fellow enthusiasts, this is Tommy Lanham and I'm on a mission to break the monotony of the mundane and mediocre by bringing as much enthusiasm to as many businesses, ministries, marriages, and individual lives as I possibly can. Hey, welcome to Duct Tape Devotions.
Here we go.
Hey guys, I want to share with you today a passage of scripture, and it's really the only insight we have into the life of Jesus between around 12 years old and his adult life. We have his birth, we have a pretty detailed account of his birth, and then we have this one story around when he was around 12 years old where his parents kind of lost track of where he was, and he was in the temple and he was asking questions, and the religious leaders were amazed by his knowledge. But other than that, between his birth and his baptism at around age 30, we don't hear a lot about Jesus. We don't get a lot of insight from the scripture into the life of Jesus, except for Luke chapter 2, verse 52. We get one little verse, and it says this: "And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and men." Each one of us have four parts, and those four parts are the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. And we need to grow in each one of those areas of our lives. And I believe that's what Jesus did. I believe that's what this verse is saying. Listen again to the words of this verse. "And Jesus grew in wisdom," the mental, "and stature," the physical, "and in favor with God," the spiritual, "and men," the emotional or the social. So you see, God grew in every one of those areas. And we need to be growing in each one of those areas. We need to be looking at our lives and say, okay, how can I grow physically? How can I take care of my body? How can I eat better, exercise better, sleep better? Whatever it is. And one of the things that I teach is if you want to take care of your body, to go on the forget it plan. The forget it plan. There's four things you need to get in order to take care of your physical body. And one is enough sleep. Now that's different for every individual, I know. Find out what yours is and get it. The second thing you need to get is enough oxygen. Most of us do not breathe correctly. Breathe deeply. The greatest thing about exercise is that it forces us to take in more oxygen. The third thing that we need to get is we need to get the right amounts of the right foods. And that can very simply be broken down to eating water-rich foods, fruit, vegetables, and water in order to hydrate your body the way it needs to be hydrated. The fourth thing you need to get is to get away from the poisons. And I don't mean just drugs and alcohol, which that is included, but I'm talking about too much salt, too much sugar. Get away from those things that poison your body. Just kind of looking at the physical. Those are ways that you could grow. Emotional. Develop solid relationships. This is one of the best reasons for the church. We need other believers. We need to connect with them. I'm not just talking about attending a church. I'm talking about connecting with other believers. We need significant relationships. We need our relationships that should be close to us to continue to grow. The relationship with our spouse, relationship with our kids. We need to pour time and effort and energy into those in order to grow emotionally, socially. The third is the mental. What books can you read? What classes can you take? What videos can you watch in order to continue to expand your mind? Wouldn't it be great if when our minds got hungry, they would growl like our stomachs do? But unfortunately, they don't. Most people, after they graduate high school or finish college, seldom read another good book. Continue to expand your mind. And then spiritually, we need to grow spiritually. What are things that we could do in order to get closer to God? Spend more time in His Word, spend more time in prayer. If you want a relationship to grow, it has to have communication. And you know how we communicate with God? God speaks to us through His Word. We speak to God through prayer. We have to have those two things if we're going to grow spiritually. Also, this is another reason to be connected with a church. And we grow through giving. Becoming a giver. Not only financially, but also of our time and our talents and our efforts. So those are 4 areas that Jesus grew. Again, Luke chapter 2, verse 52 says, "And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and with men." How can you grow physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? And commit to doing that. Because when you grow, it ignites your enthusiasm. Hey guys, if you want to be a part of the fellow enthusiast community, one of the best ways to do that is to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking on the button below. I know you want to do it. Go ahead, do it now. It will ignite your enthusiasm. Come on.